Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We are going to be covering our favorite angry vegan, Hench Herbivore. And he, by the way, is going through andropause, and a lot of you were wondering what that was in our previous Hench Herbivore video because I put it in the title and the thumbnail. But I just thought that you guys would know. I thought you guys would know that andropause is basically menopause for men. They go through menopause. They don't think they do. They don't take accountability for it, but it's really hard on them when they're vegans because their testosterone is lowering, and while they're plowing all the soy, their estrogen is raising. So it makes andropause a little bit harder, and it could also happen a little bit earlier. Speaking of it happening earlier, I think that for vegan gains, it's going to happen very soon. I have a little update. Semi-silent co-host. I got a little update about vegan gains. We were going to do a whole vegan gains video, but he doesn't have any reactable content right now. We'll get into why that is later. But for now, we're going to talk about our favorite angry vegan Hench Herbivore. What did you say earlier? You thought he looked like he said something really funny.
He looks like he belongs on the poster for the army. He's like, "We want you now."
But he is though kind of a drill sergeant who is in a state of constant recruitment.
Yeah.
Right? And so he's put himself in a position of authority with his customer/clients where he has to drill them. So he kind of is a vegan drill sergeant, so to speak, you know?
You will not eat meat.
From this day forward, you will not eat meat. Well, maybe he should get into learning hypnosis, because that might work better than yelling at people. Okay, so that's not the video we're going to cover. We are actually going to cover this... What is this? A grocery haul food thing? Okay, so he eats food from Aldi's. And of course we start out with some soy milk because that's pretty much like, I would say almost 50 to 75% of his diet is soy products. And he admitted in one of his last videos where he was like, the dose makes the poison. And I'm like, well, why don't you realize that eating like soy every day is poisonous? Like, if you think that if you eat too much nutritional yeast, the dose makes the poison, and too much nutritional yeast is poisonous, you could get sick from eating too much of that. You recognize that fact. But soy, nah, we can plow that 2/3 of every day, and we will not have any side effects of that whatsoever. Furthermore, we'll be doing that through andropause when our testosterone is waning and we really don't need any extra estrogen, but we're going to be doing that anyway to make the problems worse. To combat those side effects, he just tries to work out extra hard, which isn't exactly good for the body because, as a lot of you know, you really shouldn't be doing exercise like that if you're not properly nourishing yourself. Properly nourishing yourself. If you are malnourished and you add exercise to that, that is a death sentence. So what he's doing through andropause could lead him to an early grave. That is a medical fact. We don't wish that on him. God, no. But if that happened, we wouldn't have some of the best content ever, obviously. So there's that.
50 mils of soy milk. This one from Aldi is just 50p. It curdles in like a coffee or whatever. It's no good, but it's fine for baking with. And just mix it through. Now add your wet to your dry ingredients and mix that through. Now we'll add 40 grams of crushed walnuts. Power.
We got oats, walnuts, and what was the other thing you crunched in there?
I didn't see that.
Oats, walnuts, and what was the other thing?
I don't know.
He's had like a really good texture, doesn't he?
Oats, walnuts, and soy milk.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll go in with 160 grams of raisins, 150 grams of frozen bluebs, and then we're going to add a tablespoon each of ground chia and ground flax.
Okay, side note for anybody out there who doesn't know this that might need to know this. Kidney stones created by eating oxalic acid. Bad experience. Don't want to have that happen to you. Blueberries are extremely high in oxalic acid, which means that all of the calcium from the soy milk and all of the calcium from the grains he just put in here will be blocked by the blueberries in his kidneys. And he will form, actually he will continue forming. We already know he has kidney stones. He just doesn't know it yet because they haven't moved around. So you can walk around for a long time like Amberlyn Reed with kidney stones. And you don't notice that you even have it until it moves. One day you're on a horse, you know, you're doing horseback riding, or you're doing biking, or you just doing exercises too vigorous, or you give birth, and then you're just like, ugh, oh my god, what was that pain? Oh, that was that blueberry soy milk combo that you had in your fucking thing that you made when you were vegan. That's what that was. So for everybody out there that's like, blueberries are so good for me, blueberries are so good for me. If you think that you're at risk for kidney stones, if you have had kidney stones, maybe, just maybe, check with your doctor and your nutritionist about whether or not you should eat blueberries. That's my medical opinion.
Mix it through. And then we'll press it down into the pan. And then you can smooth it out with a spoon if you wish. Bake in the oven for 20 minutes, flipping halfway. Just kidding, you big three. You don't need to flip it.
Do you see how dirty that oven was? Look how dirty that is. Gemma, I love you. You're my favorite person on this whole show, but girl, you better get a rag. We know Hench's not doing it. He's playing Dungeons and Dragons and getting high on bodybuilding. Girl, you better get a rag.
20 minutes, flipping halfway. Just kidding, you big three. You don't need to flip it. Decadent. Succulent. And other words.
Moist. That's a bit dry, so
Probably pretty dry.
I was gonna say soy and like nuts and oats and pressed together in an oven. That you made a brick. You made a brick. It's not. It's not a good enough brick to make a house out of.
It's a one-day project there.
I cannot believe he said that looks good. You would have to be really hungry to say that that looks good. And considering that this is what he looked like about a year ago when he made this kind of content, he's pretty hungry. He's pretty hungry. He was cutting and giving himself that really nice umbilical hernia you see there and starving himself because that's what he does. So he's hungry, and this kind of garbage, this kind of brick, this looks good to him.
There's nothing wrong with it. I nearly put a hole in the table.
See, they're making a joke about what a brick it really is. We haven't seen this part of the video yet, so that was funny. I didn't know they acknowledged how hard that was. Yeah, gross. It looks like something on Primitive Survival. Like, they make a brick out of some shit they found in the woods, and they make a temporary house with it that melts in the rain over the course of the next 3 weeks. That's what he made. He made a primitive brick.
Able to recognise that my servings probably look a bit big. You know, just for the sake of the thumbnail, I'm just going to do one. I'm serving mine with some plain soy yogurt and a few fresh berries. Oh God!
See what I'm saying? Every chance he gets, like, yes, let's add some more soy to that. Let's have some soy milk. Let's have some soy crumble. Let's have some soy yogurt. Let's have some soy ice cream. And it's like, at what point are you going to realize you actually want dairy? And if you don't want to be someone who eats dairy, you want to still be vegan, there are other options. Coconut is a really good option. I stand by coconut, if you're vegan or not. If you wanted to eat something that's like dairy, but you don't want the soy bullshit, do the coconut alternative. They were always actually the best.
I gotta find out. Hello. Thank you. So yeah, I'll get to eat 2 of these. One thing about being vegan is that you never need to feel hungry. I wish I could be bothered to make this every day.
It's so funny you would say you never need to feel hungry, yet when you're vegan, that's all
He eats all day long.
That's all you ever feel.
Hungry.
You never need to feel hungry because you could just keep eating all this trash.
Right, you don't feel hungry.
Side note, I actually like that tattoo on his back, and dragons are really hard to do, and that was a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
For lunch, we're making a super high protein pasta salad.
Yeah, she's gonna have to continue making the video after he did that because he's about to shit himself. He's in the bathroom dealing with hemorrhoids and diarrhea right now. Like, after eating that and having that workout, he's in the bathroom right now dealing with hemorrhoids and diarrhea. That's my medical opinion. But I'm happy to hear from Gemma. She's the best one on the show.
with crispy shredded tofu.
Hey baby, I'm just back from the gym and I'm freaking snacktacular. Go!
Yeah.
He's back from the gym and he's snacktacular. You guys remember when you were a kid and you go swimming, get real hungry? It's like combination of being a kid plus swimming. It just makes you so hungry. Like, if you're a vegan and you're in andropause and you're going to the gym and doing the kind of shit he's doing, you are going to come back snacktacular, right? You're going to be
Craptacular.
craptac. After you're done being craptacular, you will be snacktacular. Out with the old and in with the new, the vegan way.
There you go.
You got go.
You're having this.
Oh.
Just that. Just
Okay.
eat that.
Oh, we're gonna have super firm tofu. Okay, we have super firm tofu because if it's firmer, it's a little bit more like meat. Because honestly, that's what they want anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just be clear. We
You
want
fry it,
meat.
it
They
gets a
want
little
meat.
crunchy.
Yeah, it tastes okay if you're starving. It's not that bad. But if you're starving, just about anything will be yummy, right? So they're starving and they're eating something that's not really that good and they're like, wow, this is so delicious. It's like, wow, like after that, you really do have to think to yourself, I'm making the right decision. I have to fortify to myself that I'm making the right decision. I'm definitely doing the right thing. I feel morally better. I'm doing the right thing. Your body is telling you you're not doing the right thing, but you combat that with your brain saying, no, I know for sure based on what I read on PETA.com, I know for sure based on what I read on .gov, I just know for sure that veganism is correct. Now let me tell you guys something about how you know if a website is lying to you. It ends in .gov. Okay, back to the show.
I'll give you this really good cheap tofu, and you don't have to press it. You just cut it.
Nice.
You just cut it out of the pack with a little bit of extra moisture. You just pull that out.
For times when your partner's really hungry.
Yeah, and you're good to go. Okay, I'll just pour the extra gubbins in here. Lately, we've been getting into shredding tofu,
Yeah.
as though it's like a carrot. Marinating it and then baking it so it goes all crispy.
That's so good.
It's really good on a salad, isn't it? It really adds
Yeah.
like a bit of crouton.
Yeah, it's a really good.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, this is like the shredded cat food. Look, it's shredded cat food. Look. Oh my goodness. I've never seen shredded tofu. My cat ate like almost literally what that looks like yesterday.
Versatile ingredient.
Watch the fingers. Crispy shredded fingers. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, you don't want to grind your fingers up in there. You wouldn't want to have any extra free protein.
Right? Fingers looking good.
Not now, cowboy. Not now. Not now, cowboy. You want me. So now I'm going to make the marinade. Start off with a tablespoon of soy sauce or tamari, 2 tablespoons of water, half a teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika,
You got it, funny.
half a teaspoon, a little bit of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of maple syrup. Give it a mix. Put in your tofu. Some on the table. Mix it up. Try not to sneeze in it.
How many times have you sneezed in my...
It's like getting a little blurry. Come on, guys.
25 minutes flipping halfway. While that's cooking, I'm just going to chop some salad.
So it also should be noted that Gemma has, and I believe that they've mentioned this, like maybe something like Hashimoto's or some sort of like thyroid. She's got like a plethora of like thyroid issues. And she probably, in my medical opinion, should not be eating a vegan diet that's this rich in goitrogens. Because like they just put all that tofu together. I told you about all the soy that he pushes. And like they're sitting right there next to a cabbage. Like they really, really, really are feeding her too many goitrogens. Her thyroid, like I don't think they even realize that they're making her problems like a lot worse. But I have heard them complain on multiple occasions about her thyroid completely malfunctioning. And they never, ever, ever account their vegan diet like to causing that.
Now for the sauce, I'm going to make 2 servings because if I just make one, it won't go round, it won't blend. So that's just to confuse
So
you.
you've got a big blender.
Yeah, so you need 1/4 of a can of cannellini beans, I've got half here. 20 grams of cashews, I'm obviously putting 40.
I don't get it.
Little side note, these cashews from Aldi come in a paper bag.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice. Less plastic. Half a teaspoon onion powder.
Is it a 1/4 for the...
Oh, 1 teaspoon. If you're doing 2 servings like me, I forgot. I really forgot I was doing 2 servings. So it's half a teaspoon per serving. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, but I'm putting a whole teaspoon. Half a teaspoon whole grain mustard. Teaspoon of lemon juice. And salt and pepper to taste. We use this low salt. Got about the water.
Oh, that low salt is awful. I had a teacher in middle school, and he kept that on his desk, and he was like, oh yeah, I just keep this on my desk because I eat my lunch at my desk, and it's better for you than regular salt. You should give it a try. Oh my goodness. It's so nasty. Like it's like cold. It feels cold when it hits your tongue, and it doesn't taste anything like salt. It's so stupid.
50 mils of water. Now we're going to get the pasta on. We've gone for this red lentil and beetroot one. So we got some advice, didn't we? Someone on Instagram said, you don't need to cook this as long as it says. But it says 7 to 9 minutes. I tried some out earlier and did it for 7 minutes. It was quite soft, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit too soft. So not even half the time, I guess we'll find out.
These experimental, like, what do I want to call them? Like, I don't know, exotic, weird pastas.
Yeah.
They're always so awful. And I never felt the need to eat them when I wasn't a vegan.
Well, the gluten-free and then the wheat pasta and stuff, ugh.
Oh my goodness, the gluten-free pasta, and this is made out of red lentils? Like, ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Good thing is, it's not just red lentil flour and beetroot powder.
Yeah.
What are the macros like?
100 grams, 13 grams of protein, 25 carbs, 1 gram of fat.
Yeah, so for a pasta, that's really amazing if you've got gym aspirations. And just 89 pence for 250 grams.
So I've got my sauce. I'm going to put that in the pasta. Give it a mix. Oh, it smells nice. I'm going to mix it in there. I'm going to go for a nice bed of salad. Salady bits. What do you reckon? Is that enough?
Yeah.
On goes the pasta salad. And then finally in with the crispy tofu.
Okay. Delicious, creamy, crispy, and even better, Instagram versus reality. I get to have more crispy bits.
It sounds really crunchy. Like little croutons.
It's very good. Made a mistake yesterday of mixing the crispy bits in with the pasta salad, and they just went kind of soft. So, top tip, keep them on top.
The way that he's holding his fork, I can't. Like, it's like, it's caveman. It's like, you could not invite him over to dinner at your family's house. Like, he is a wild animal at the table. Furthermore, I think that we should also note that, I don't feel that he does grocery hauls or food videos often enough. I don't think that they actually show as much as you would need to eat to do the diet they say they're doing. I think that they're actually quite broke. This is a theory. I could be wrong. But the way that he promotes his like workout thing and like how broke they just always are, and he just seems so sad and broke and grumpy that I feel like that they sometimes have enough money to go buy a bunch of vegan food, and they sometimes do what's like a normal vegan grocery shopping thing, and then that's what the video is going to be about, and then they are not able to afford to do that again for like a month or 2 months or 3 months later, because that's about how far spaced out some of these things are, and he's just not doing content very much at all. Someone commented on my last video about him, and thanks for pointing it out. He does do some shorts, but they're not very good, and he doesn't do very many of them, and they just don't do very good, and nobody really gives a fuck. But like, basically what I'm saying is they used to do somewhat regular content, and they would upload certain videos about certain things, but now they just don't do that. He hasn't uploaded a regular video in 3 going on 4 months. I don't think he has the energy. I don't think he has the strength. I don't think they have the money to upload grocery hauls, because I don't think they have the money to be buying the shit that they were buying before, and I don't think they had the money to buy it then, actually. That's just what they did for content. They were just desperate for videos. That's why when they make one of those videos, they show all that food that they got. Like, look how much food there is. Like, maybe for that one day that there was that much food, but they ate all of that rather quickly, and then they didn't do a video like that again for a while. I don't know what they're eating in between. I hope to God they're cheating. Hopefully on each other, too, because this relationship looks like it fucking sucks.
Top tip, top.
Okay, we're gonna do some more exercise with our malnourished body. Are we gonna eat anything else? Let's eat something else. Red onion, rosemary sausages. Oh, of course, we're hungry for meat. By this point in the day, we're hungry for meat and taters. Even if we're vegan, we're hungry for meat and taters by this point in the day.
Bangers and mash.
You stick to the whole plant foods. However, someone with strength or physique aspirations, it's useful to use a little processed protein food. TVP is really good, textured vegetable protein.
Now, I've mentioned this before, I'll say it again if there's any new subscribers out there who haven't heard me say this. Textured vegetable protein is, and always will be, by definition, a industrial waste product. Just like fabric softener, okay? They couldn't get a permit to dump it in the river. They couldn't get a permit to dump this toxic sludge in an ocean. So they're going to sell it to you as a product that you put near and dear to your body. So textured vegetable protein is no different. They have no way to get rid of this shit. Pets can kind of eat it, and humans will kind of eat it, but they'll really pay top dollar for it if they're vegan. But it's a waste product that is like literally garbage, and nobody should be eating it. Not even pets. Pets shouldn't even be eating it. Nobody should be eating kibble.
Where they defat soybeans to make soy oil, it's everything that's left, just all the fibre, all the water-soluble nutrients. It's actually really healthy. And these rosemary red onion sauce...
He explains the process by which they make and distribute an industrial waste product, and then says, it's actually really healthy!
Is plant-based, so these are LD's own. These are really good. Per 100 grams, you've got 18 grams of protein, just 4 grams of fat. Now, TVP has almost that much, so, you know, the oil that's in here is so minimal, and it's not the horrible coconut oil this.
So, let me get this straight. Vegans, especially when they're bodybuilding, they would like a vegan source of protein. They would like a source of protein that has fiber in it. I'm so sorry, like, you might be asking for too much, right? Like, you might be... They need a protein that doesn't have any sugar in it. Well, we can do that. That's steak, right? It doesn't have any fiber, though. So vegans think in order to create a turd, and in order for that turd to be facilitated out of their dying body, they need fiber. And they kind of do, because what they're eating is like not really good for them and needs to be flushed out pretty quickly. But that fiber is wrecking their gut. It's like scraping and scraping and scraping and creating small perforations on the bowel, and it's creating problems. This is what's called leaky gut syndrome. It comes from shit like textured vegetable protein. If you have a histamine intolerance and you have leaky gut, you've been eating fiber for a long time, yeah, your shit is leaking from your guts into your bloodstream. And you're becoming allergic to it. That's how that works. So, thanks veganism, and thanks fiber.
Really bad for our health. So, you know, I'm going to make some sausage and mash. It's real, kind of stodgy, calorific, real proper bodybuilding fare, isn't it? Real proper bodybuilding, because I'm so hungry for meat. I mean, I can't listen to these body cues. Like, how... If your car stopped running, and it said that it was on E and you needed gas, but you were like, no, I'm morally against that. I'm gonna sit here until I figure out an alternative. But no, your body, God and your body are so forgiving. They're like, okay, we're gonna fill up our tank with some imaginary shit, and we're gonna push forward, because we're gonna hope and pray that in the future we're gonna get the real shit. And then the pancreas starts to dry out. It's just overrun with all the insulin, and it's just so sad what happens to the gut. And putting the wrong fuel in your body is a little bit more forgiving than putting the wrong fuel in your car. But it's so similar to sitting there on the side of the road protesting that that's what the fucking car takes because you're morally against it. Well, this is your body. You can't buy another one. You can't get another system. You can't decide it's a hybrid and plug in your butt to the wall. You can't do that. But what you can do is limp on into the end stages of veganism, like our buddy here, Hench Herbivore, and approaching, andropause and potential early death, one might come to the conclusion that this was a wrong choice. But pride goeth before the fall, and Hench Herbivore here has put himself up for a really, really, really sad fall. He has propped himself up on the high horse of veganism, and he has done so under the guise that he believes that this is correct. Now, at some point in time, he's going to come to the startling reckoning that this is not correct, and we will be here to document that. It actually could be possibly happening right now, which is why he's not really uploading too many videos. He's probably questioning, is this really working for me? Do I feel like ordering up a meat lover's pizza
I'm not saying that that's ideal, but that's probably one of the cravings he is having at this point in time with his level of starvation. A lot of people interviewed after they left veganism said, like, in the end stages of veganism, I was just craving a hot pizza, just a big pizza. Now, pizza is us trying to get the most out of our meat. Pizza is what we do to get the most out of our cheese. Pizza is what we do to make the most meaty thing out of what we have available. That's what humans do. It's called alchemy. It's called food alchemy. And we're constantly trying to make blood or meat because that's what we always needed. That's what we always have needed. And when we were stuck in a cave and we didn't have very much, we would cook up what we had and we would make broth, or we would ferment something and we would make a broth, or we would come up with a thing and we would make a tea, or we would put some shit together and we would make a sausage. We've always been trying to make things that are more meaty and go as far as we can go with the meat that we have. I.e. your mom adding crumbs to her fucking, like, meatloaf, right? Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But vegans have decided to forego all of the meat and just use the filler. Just use the filler. People have been eating meat filler for quite a while. Let's just eat meat filler.
Yeah, and we'll try to make it a bit healthier with some added greens and mushrooms and things. I wonder if these are as good as Linda McCartney.
We'll have to make it a bit healthier, because deep down, me, Hench Herbivore, I know that it's really not that healthy to be eating this kibble. Flavored with onion and rosemary. Sausages. How do you get away with that label saying sausage? You're not allowed to call soy milk milk. Why are you calling these little tofu cubes sausage? A sausage, shut up.
There's something to find out. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit. Wash and chop 300 grams of potatoes.
Hey, high five for washing your taters. Oh my gosh, I watched a short the other day of a lady making a casserole, and she just dumped all these cherry tomatoes in this pan and put a bunch of shit on top of it and put it in the oven. And I was like, you didn't wash your tomatoes? Like, it's bad enough to be eating that, but you didn't even wash it? And I was like, I gotta go to the comments section. What's my faith level in humanity today? Because, like, somebody needs to be pointing out she didn't wash those. There were definitely, like, 10 comments that were like, dude, you didn't even wash why didn't you wash that? Like, have you tried, like, baking soda and water? Like, you could have at least rinsed it. Like, there were a lot of comments about that. Washing your vegetables. If you're gonna be dumb enough to eat vegetables, could you be smart enough to wash them properly? Right? And thank God Hench Herbivore here has washed them properly. Credit where credit is due. He has a nice tattoo on his back and he washed his tater. And he's lucky enough to have a decent wife, which I don't think he truly deserves, but lucky on him.
I'm also going to chop 100 grams of cavolo nero and 150 grams of mushrooms. The sausages take 16 minutes. Then we'll get the potatoes and veggies on to cook. Because I chopped the potatoes so small, they'll only take 10 minutes, same as the vegetables. Now we'll mash the potatoes. To put a little bit of milk in there, just a little splash. A little salt and pepper.
So he's leaving the peel on the potatoes and he's adding kale to this, which is a lot of phytic acid and a lot of oxalates. It's a lot of basically anti-nutrients. So anything he might be getting out of this meal is going to be blocked by the anti-nutrients, and he, after this meal, will be left feeling even more depleted. And then he's going to go work out again on a starving, malnourished body, which is, like I've said, it's a death sentence.
I keep the skin on the potatoes because there's tons of fibre in there. It's a real healthful thing to get in you. I'm happy to report those sausages are just as tasty as the Linda McCartney rosemary and red onion, but
they aren't as tasty as real sausage.
The texture is even nicer, a little bit firmer. Yeah, for like a cheap sausage, you know, there's not much in the way of nasty additives, and yeah, I like them. So there you go. I've got a bit of potato on my hand. So there you go. You can be big and lean and healthy and do all the things while not harming animals. If you'd like help optimising your health, body shape or sports performance without hurting animals, head over to henchherbivore.com. We do coaching.
Yeah, guys, go to henchherbivore.com so that you can exacerbate your nasolabial folds with a low-fat vegan diet. You'll be great. But I promised you something really special in this video, and I'm gonna deliver. Vegan Gains, there's an update. There's an update. Semi-silent co-host, you're being too silent.
Yeah, I know. It's alright.
You have anything to say about our best buddy Vegan Gains? Our Canadian vegan?
Poor guy.
There's a lot of fucking Canadian vegans. Oh shit, our red light's still on. Pull that, we don't need that.
He looks sad.
It's giving a glare. We don't need that. Okay, we're back. Alright, now Vegan Gains, apparently his wife has left him, and I don't like divorce. I don't like breakups at all. I think it's actually awful. But in this case, I'm thinking, is this a chance for him to potentially eat meat now? I don't know. And is it a chance for Jasmine to come forth and tell us any juicy details?
Hey.
She might not have the confidence to do that for maybe 2 to 5 years. But we'll be here waiting because I believe that there is some juicy tea that's going to be spilled in the future. But here's the update, guys.
Vegan Bitcoiner donated $2. Wait, did you and Jasmine split up? Yeah. And also, yeah, I agree with that. What you're saying about marriage. My mom is divorcing my dad right now. It is pretty much guaranteed to happen. If your wife finds better, she can always upgrade. Hoes ain't loyal. That's usually like 99% of the time not why women break up. Sure as fuck wasn't the reason she broke up with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to, help her pay her rent for the first fucking month in the new place she's getting. But thanks for the donation, Vegan Bitcoiner.
Okay, so I don't actually totally believe what he's saying here. I think that the vibes are off, and based on what's going on with his channel, it's looking a whole lot like he's running on E a lot like Hench Herbivore. He's running on low energy. He might be in the end stages of veganism. He might even be cheating on veganism in, his spare time when he's not filming, which he almost never is filming anymore, which is what I wanted to talk about. I think that it's possible that Vegan Gains was fueled to do his videos and keep his channel going because of Jasmine. I don't know for sure. This is just a theory, because based on what's happening here, she leaves him and now he can't make content. She leaves him and he's like clinically depressed. And he says that money wasn't the reason that she left him, but then he money shames her, basically like, well, didn't she start an OnlyFans to save their finances because his channel was plummeting? Didn't she start an OnlyFans to save their marriage because the magic was failing? Like, I think she did a lot for this guy. She tried a lot. She tried really hard for this guy. It's my opinion, although I can't wait for the full truth to come out about all of this. But he was live when we were making this video, and I noticed that there was no continuity. There was just no continuity to what he was saying, and he is not talking about veganism anymore. He's not talking about veganism at all. He actually talked the whole time about mental health and being a psychopath or a sociopath, and like, he talks shit on some carnivore people, like here he's talking some crap on Frank Tufano, but like, he doesn't talk really about veganism. He doesn't seem to be driven by veganism anymore. He doesn't seem to be fulfilled by it anymore, and I think, I think his life is crumbling around him, and his wife left him, his diet's over, his channel's over, and even with 310,000 subscribers, there were like 150 people in his live stream. Yeah. That was really pathetic. Like, I don't think people are very interested in what he's doing right now. I do think his story is interesting, and he could become interesting again if he decided to eat meat and tell people, like, what veganism did to him, like, what happened,
Saved his life.
Well, I mean, it made him a lot of money, but it's destroyed his mental health, and I don't really think he had really good mental health going into it, He's
always been very angry.
Anyway, that's my update. That's my Hench Herbivore update. Everybody's hungry, everybody's starving, vegans are failing. The people that we used to cover just don't upload very much anymore because they're weak and they're struggling and they just don't have the energy. They just do not have the energy to make videos. I feel he only did this because he's broke. He's broke and he needed the live stream to make money. That's basically it. He sits here and he accepts donations and he just kind of was like, bruh, bruh, bruh. I showed it to my semi-silent co-host, and basically what he said was, there's no way we could react to this. There's no reactable content here. He's not really showing you any food. He's not really talking about his diet. He's not really talking about veganism at all, and it's all over the place because that's just what's going down right now. So even though it wasn't, like, commentable, not a word, but we weren't able to do commentary on this, I still wanted to give you guys an update because I know Vegan Gains is one of the favorites here on the channel that we used to cover, and he's a little bit more difficult to cover because he is in the end stages, like probably what I would think to be the very, very, very end stages. If you want to catch up with him, go look at his last live stream. It's boring as hell and long as shit and really fucking stupid, and that's kind of what we're going to get from Richard while his brain is fried on all that soy and donuts. Alright, bye guys!
See ya!